Welcome back to Up Front. Wisconsin Democrats pounced on the news last week. The state will end its 2-year budget period with significantly less money than projected. But Wisconsin's budget will still be in the black. The Legislative Fiscal Bureau says that falling tax collections show the current state budget will finish in 2017 with about $70 million left instead of the nearly $165 million that had been projected. We're talking about what this really means now with the co-chair of the Joint Finance Committee, Republican Senator Alberta Darling of River Hills. Senator, it's good to have you back on the program.
Thank you very much, Mike. Great to be here.
Well, what do you see in those numbers? What do those numbers tell us? If they're below projections, what do you see in them?
Well, but the fact is, we're in a world and a global economy, and the global economy is really sputtering, and we're a part of that. The good news is we are in the black. We have $70 million, as you said, as our bottom line surplus. Our pensions are paid for. There are a lot of good things going on in Wisconsin, and I don't think people should just say this is really terrible leadership. That our leadership has made a huge difference to be able to deal with this crisis globally. Because what we did was we gave back to the taxpayer, to you and me and everybody else in the state, a lot of money, almost $3.5 billion. When we had that big surplus, we said, you know what, we're going to give it back to you. We don't need to spend your money. You can spend your money better. So part of our lack of the significant growth that you're talking about is we gave that money back to the people, and internationally, income and the economy is down. It's sputtering. It's been very slow growth.
So when Democrats, and I alluded to this in the introduction to this segment, when they say this shows the economy is lagging in Wisconsin, the conservative policies are not working, you say?
No, it's lagging all over the world. We are in a tailspin in terms of the global economy, and we're very much a part of that. But if you look at us, we're in the black. We have a lot of jobs out there. If we could find enough skilled labor, the Business Executive Magazine said we are in the top 12 of environments for business. There are a lot of positive things going on here. If you look at our ability to grow, it's there if we could find the workers to fill the jobs, to have the skills to do it.
You said that's going to be your focus?
That's huge. That's my focus.
The governor's talking about focusing on education. Do you have to change the way you think about this a little bit, given the revenue estimates? If the economy is, as you suggest, is lagging a bit because of what's happening globally, are you going to have the money to do the things that you'd like to do on education, you'd like to do on roads?
I would love to do more on higher ed and for K-12 education. All of us would. But, you know, just like our families sitting around their kitchen table, let's say this is our kitchen table. Mike, we have to be realistic about the future. We need to be conservative how we spend right now. And I think most of my colleagues are saying, you know, this is a global phenomenon. We gave back over $3 billion for our citizens to use. That's why we are where we are, but it's a good thing because we didn't spend that money. They have that money in their pocket.
You're co-chair of the Joint Finance Committee, so I'd like to get your reaction to what the governor's talking about. He seems very interested in the idea of changing the insurance mechanism for public employees, wants to reform that. He suggests that there could be pretty dramatic savings that could be plowed back into education, but there are some other studies that say maybe not. Are you confident that reforming the insurance system for public employees would pay the kind of dividends the governor thinks it will?
Well, I applaud the governor for looking at better savings and a better way to do health care. The issue is, will we actually get those savings? And will this reform, and he hasn't put his gauntlet down to say we are going to do this. We're looking at it. What we can't do is destroy the private marketplace in healthcare. We have one of the best healthcare delivery systems in the country, and we have to really look at it to say, will it affect the private marketplace? Will it really be a savings, or will it be like the Obama plan, saying if you want your doctor, you can keep it. It'll save you money, and we will grow the economy. Well, we have to make sure this is going to happen, and the governor is all up for being deliberative, and I think that's a good thing. But you'll see the legislature really digging into this issue. We support the governor in his reforms. If you look at where we were before 2011, we are in a much more stable economy. We have a rainy day fund that's over $200 million, which is 165 times what we had when we got into the Republican Revolution. And a lot of good things have happened to grow the economy, to get people ready for work. And we have a lot of jobs, as I mentioned, but we can't get enough skilled labor to fill those jobs. So that's going to be my priority, because we can grow the economy if we could find the skilled labor.
I've got 10 seconds left. So I want to go back to the insurance idea. You want to see more numbers. You want to see more
Yes.
data. You want to see more before any decision is made on that.
Absolutely, and I think we'll see a lot more studies, and I applaud the governor for putting it on the table. I think it takes a good leader to say we need to do things better, we need to reform how we do business, but I'm not sure exactly what the path is, and so we'll work with the governor to come up with the right path.
Senator Alberta Darling, the Republican who is co-chair of the Joint Finance
Thank you,
Committee.
Mike.
It's good to have you
Great
on the
to be
program.
with you.
Thank you. You bet. It's an area of agreement for Republicans and Democrats, the need to prepare for a coming surge in dementia cases. We'll learn about the scope of the problem and the plan to tackle it. That's when Up Front continues.